My wife's sudden transformation at 43 nearly ended our marriage, because I was certain there was only one explanation for it. I was wrong in the best way possible. Some background. 15 years married, 2 kids, and if I'm honest, the last 6 years we'd been business partners running a small company called Our Household. She worked as a hospital administrator. I manage a warehouse. We were polite, we were efficient, we were roommates with a shared mortgage. The goodnight kiss became a cheek thing, then a nothing thing. When I'd reach for her hand on the couch, she'd give it a squeeze and let go, eyes on her laptop. I told myself this was just marriage after kids. Everyone says the spark fades. I stopped reaching. She didn't seem to notice, which hurt worse than if she had. Then, in January, she changed overnight, like someone had swapped her out. It started with Tuesday nights. She began coming home an hour and a half late every Tuesday. And when I asked, she said errands, in a tone that closed the door on follow-ups. But she'd come home different, softer. She started hugging me from behind while I cooked, something she hadn't done since our first apartment. She booked us a weekend away for the first time in 8 years and held my hand in the car the entire drive, and I kept glancing over like a teenager, genuinely confused about what was happening. She started dressing differently too. Not flashier, just intentional. She got her hair done. She began leaving me notes in my lunch bag, actual handwritten notes. One just said, "I see you. I'm sorry I stopped saying it. I should have simply been happy." Instead, I did what every insecure person with a phone does at midnight. I searched it. Wife suddenly affectionate after years of distance. And the internet, with the confidence of 1,000 strangers, delivered its verdict. Guilt behavior. Overcompensation. She's making up for something. Thread after thread of men saying the same thing. The sweetness came first, the confession came later. The mysterious weekly absence sealed it in my head. Tuesdays. Always Tuesdays. 90 minutes. Unexplained. Followed by tenderness that felt, through the internet's poisoned lens, like an apology for something I didn't know about yet. For 3 weeks I lived in 2 marriages at once. The best one we'd had in a decade, and the one in my head that was already over. I checked her odometer. I hated myself. 11 miles round trip every Tuesday. 11 miles to where? The night I broke, she'd just left one of her notes on my pillow. I sat on the edge of the bed holding it, and when she came out of the bathroom, everything left my mouth at once. Where does she go on Tuesdays? Why the sudden affection after 6 years of winter? What is she making up for? I need the truth, whatever it is, because I can't survive being loved as an apology. She stood there, stunned. Then she sat down next to me and told me about room 214. Part of her job involves patient relations at the hospital. In December, she'd been assigned to handle the file of a man in long-term care, end-stage 70s. Sorting a billing dispute took her to his room, and his wife was there. And my wife watched this small, gray-haired woman feed her husband soup 1 spoonful at a time and tease him about his stubble. And the man caught my wife's eye and said, "Learn from us, sweetheart. We wasted 15 years in the middle being angry about nothing. You don't get the middle back." She said she cried in the parking garage for 20 minutes and couldn't tell me why when she got home. That was the day the notes started. And Tuesdays, after the man passed in January, his wife had no one. Their kids live overseas. So my wife had been driving to her apartment every Tuesday since, having tea, listening to 60 years of stories, learning, in her words, how to do the middle part right. She hadn't told me because it started as grief she didn't have language for, and then it became something she was almost superstitious about, like saying it out loud would break the spell. Then she pulled out her phone and showed me photos, her and this tiny 81-year-old woman named Dolores, playing cards, potting plants on a balcony. I cried like I haven't since my father's funeral. Relief has a weight when it leaves your body. I go with her some Tuesdays now. Dolores calls me the lucky one and cheats at rummy without shame. Last week she told us the secret to 60 years of marriage. You fall in love many times, arrange to have it always be the same person. We're in the middle now. We're not wasting it.